Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question tonight: do you feel bad for Summer Newman on The Young and the Restless? Now, I'm very torn from day to day if I genuinely do feel bad for her. Today, absolutely hell no. In all honesty, I couldn't wait for that woman to pack her bags and get her ish right up on out of his house. About The Young and the Restless today, particularly Summer. Jack being an absolute jackass for Smith there giving Summer the job and kicking Kyle, his own son, to the curb. What the hell am I watching? Let me know in the comment section. Dolly's in the chat was good, Dolly. Kyrie's. Kyrie said, no, I don't feel. That's my guy, Kyrie's coming in with that energy. I love it. Black Mom's in the chat was good, Black Mom. Monique is in the chat. It was annoying. It was nice. It was annoying. 12 o'clock in the morning, fireworks going off. It wasn't exactly fun, but other than that, it wasn't terrible. How you doing tonight, Black Ma? How was your fourth, Monique? How was everyone's fourth? Gloria's in the chat. Jarvis is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ida's in the chat. Was good, Ida? Jarvis, I'm going to get your name right. Trust me. Dolly says no. Never felt bad for somebody. I don't feel bad for it either. Lashanta's in the chat. What's good, Lashanta? Darby's in the chat. How you doing tonight, Darby? Eagle Fang is in the chat. Eagle Fang said, what's good, Albert? Willow and her terms and conditions from Nina. I agree with Brock, and she needs to have to say. I said the same thing, Eagle Fang. I said the same thing. I literally said the same thing. Billy said I had a pretty chill for. I'm glad you did. Glad you did. I was so tired from work that I just was like, I didn't even feel like watching most TV shows. I think I actually went to sleep early. Monique said I had to work, but I did get to see some fireworks. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I am glad to hear that. Whoa, I literally dip off for 1 second. Big Nate's in the chat. What's good, Big Nate? Uh, it was annoying. Here's the thing. I like fireworks. I like the pretty ones. I don't like the ones that sound like, explosions. Black Mustard Days in the credits of Body, and so had Tucker McCall character's name. Real? Oh, I didn't even remember that. Autumn's in the chat. Was good. Autumn said, "Hey, I saw you saw Michael giving Nina those looks. I was cracking up, but you are Albert. Nina is Willow's bio mom, and I know Michael will respect Willow's choice, but the SEC's is going to be you're 100% correct. Last day was good. Last day. No, you are 100% Autumn. Lily says, I feel bad for Abe. Did you see the final scene today with him crying? And yeah, see, but this is why I get to that point where I'm just like, they're dragging it on too far. Like they're dragging it. They really are. Ida says, I'm good. How was your fourth? Annoying. I slept good. Laura B's in the chat. Was good, Laura B. Thank you for joining. Your friend said Jackson teaser in today's episode for me as no AMC fan. Eagle fan, somebody said somebody else is actually coming in that show. I don't know if that's true or not. That's Laura B's in the chat. The Havlin's in the chat. Was good, the Havlin. Lashanta said Sasha took. Yep. It's all downhill at this point, Lashanta. All downhill at this point. The Havlin's in the chat. Was good, the Havlin. Now, Big Nate says, to answer your question, nope, I don't feel bad for Summer Newman in any way. As much as she loved Kyle, she should have been honest with him the moment Phyllis returned. Yes, she did that to herself. And she actually had the audacity to blame Diane. This is your fault, this is your fault that you can fix my marriage. No, this is your fault, you stupid dingbat. Exactly. Hashtag save Abe. Monique says, why doesn't Victor have the same conversation with Adam with Victoria? agree with that. But he's tried though. You know how Victoria is. Lord B says, and I don't feel bad for some of the other. I'm glad to hear that, Andrea. Glad to hear that. Autumn says you might be right, but if Willow wants to give Nina a chance, then she should. You're right. Harmony was, yeah, she was much worse. Exactly. I don't even like Nina like that, but Harmony was much worse. I'm like, yo, listen, I have that same energy. Tracy Steves in the chat was good. Tracy Steves. I'm like, listen, if you're gonna give Nina that, give give Carly that as well. And I hope you had a good forth Tracy Steves. Last day says no, I don't feel bad for Summer. Good. Dolly says is Willow still dying? Nope. No, she is not still dying. She's just gonna be in a smaller circle of friends. Javelin says I really hope that Gladys gets caught for what she's doing to Sasha, and Gladys should be ashamed of herself. She should be, but you know, she's Gladys though. You know how Gladys is. Yeah, how hard I gotta press it? Lobby says I feel bad for Harrison who will potentially lose a person he considers a mother. Yeah, I feel bad for him. Um Monique says is Audra playing a deadly game going up against Adam. We haven't, you know, here's the thing. I know a lot of people are all like, I know a lot of people are just like, you know, Adam's going to sit there and take her down and this, that, and the third, right? Because y'all know Adam's track record. Y'all don't know Audra. That's the thing. Y'all don't know Audra. Tracy says, wait, Willa is all of a sudden not dying. Yep. Oh my God. Thank you, Kyrie. Kyrie says Jack is an extreme disappointment. I don't even like how, but Jack pissed me off, and Kyle needs a reality check. Tara is Harris's mother, jerk. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Well, you know, I agree with that as far as like kicking what you call it out. Um, I thought that was very asinine. Um, and I get that Tara is his. I also again thank you, Caris. I get that Tara is his biological mother. Um, and not Summer, but biology or not, I mean Harrison considers Summer his mother. You know. This is going. But yes, no, I agree with you about everything else, though, Caris. I mean, I agree with you about that too. Um, Monique says, sorry, I can only chat for a hot second. Just came in to say hi. Got to get back to work. Well, you have a great and safe night, Monique. Seriously, have a great and safe night. Now, Autumn says, Kyrie says Harrison is being brainwashed. Laura B says Willa had a bone marrow, so she is recovering. Autumn says B&B was so odd. Liam is a lying, cheating sack of trash, and I hope when finds out she punches Liam in the face. Exactly, because she's begging for this man's forgiveness. She is begging for his forgiveness, Moni. Autumn, you're 100% right. So Liam is a hypocrite on top of that too. But you know, Kyrie's how is he being brainwashed? I'm very curious about that. I mean, I know he's a kid, so he's not gonna understand biology and stuff like that. But like, you know, listen, I don't like summer. Okay, why is typical? What you call it? Run, run. Gonna miss Megan. They even talk about Megan, to be honest. Hmm. Daphne says, when Willow finds out what crazy Nina did to Carly and Drew, she will never forgive her. I also think that nurse works for crazy. Yeah, yeah, because she was way too invested. She was way too invested. Like for real. That is one way to describe it. Um, Ron says, Albert, why don't Jerry just turn and Whitney and get it over with? Because Jerry's going to go to jail. That's why Jerry's going to go to jail if he does that. You know he planted that evidence and everything like that. Exactly. Nurse Nosy. Yes, Nurse Nosy. What the hell is her actual real name though? Too. Autumn says, and didn't Liam cheat on Steffi with Hope, and that's how she got pregnant with their daughter Beth, and didn't Steffi caught Hope and Liam making out in the yeah, that's true. That's exactly what Smith is saying. I'm like, yo, you're a hypocrite. That's exactly what Smith is saying. I'm like, you're these dudes being a hypocrite. And yeah, nose nosy. Now Carrie says because they are manipulating him into forgetting about his mom and all because Tara plotted against Summer. Kyle promoted Ashlyn, promised Ashlyn that he would take Harrison to see. Oh, okay. All right. That's a little bit different. Um, to an extent, yeah. I don't yeah, that's a little bit different. Oh my god. Okay. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I really am. CK says, okay. Lorby says, I think her name is Sierra. Oh, okay. Darby says, what I've been curious is about business, and Summer had the business contract and talent, but Kyle has the family name. It's all about the making of money at Jabal, and I chose Summer too. Uh, I'm a friendly agree to disagree on that one. But I see what you're saying. It don't sit right with me though. Last day said, Albert, my friends are now watching BNP. They're not big fans of Hope for many reasons. And let's just say we're never fans of Hope on BNP. My friends' opinions are about BNP. Okay. Why is this taking so long? The amazing, gorgeous Janet is in the chat. Let's everyone say what's up to Janet. Hope you had a great 4th of July. J. Carter says so now it was Nina who got the doctor to donate her bone marrow to Willow. I remember that doctor all volunteered after Nina didn't. Anyone asking the family help. That's right. Let's everyone say what's up to Janet. Spider Quake. What's good, Spider Quake? Now Jay Sam says now Nina's going to do whatever it takes so that Ned doesn't remember anything. She won't lose Willow. I mean, yeah, that's true. She's going to lose Willow. It's wow. Ariana's in the chat was good. I hope you had a good one. Mine was annoying. Um I'm not a huge fan of like and it's not even so much about the fireworks. It's just like when people like set off fireworks that sounds like explosives at like 11 o'clock at night. That's when it just gets annoying. But I hope you had a good one though. Kari says Summer wouldn't know what talent if it bit her in the ass. Oh, but I hope that you had a better one than I did. Hope you had a better 4th than I did. It wasn't bad. I slept earlier than normal. Then I have to, I didn't do the live stream and everything. Ron says some now that Summer moves out of the house and Kyle seems like he has a such a Audrey. Yeah, I mean, she got curves. Double C's in the chat was good. Double C. Though somebody else actually said that too. Somebody else, I didn't catch it. Somebody else said that afterwards though. Autumn said, I think Nina should have gone ahead and tell she called the FCC. The longer she tries to hide it, is secret. Yeah, that, and I said the same. But yeah, but I do think Carly will let her, but I do think Carly will let her F with Nina go for Willow's sake. You go for Willow's sake. I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, even Ava said the same thing. Now Ariana says small get together with colleagues, no fireworks allowed. Where I live had to go to the okay. Interesting. Well, I'm glad you deserve it because I know you work hella hard. I know you work hella hard. ZK, what's good, ZK? ZK says Willow is going to have to learn to accept or reject Nina for who she is. Yeah, I don't like those conditions either. And you know me, ZK. I don't like Nina, but Carrie says Summer Newman is just a useless bratty tramp. Diane says like, yeah, I'm not, I'm not about all that. But yeah, I do agree that Diane should definitely put hands on her. This is just ridiculous. Ron says, I have no idea that fans were trying to get into the actors' personal lives. Like who? What actor? What actor are you talking about? Gemini is in the chat. What's good, Gemini? Jesus Christ. How you doing tonight, Gemini? Thank you for joining. Um, Double C said my fourth was crazy. I went to bed 2 a.m. in the morning because they were shooting fireworks. See, exactly. That's exactly what I'm sitting there saying. That's exactly what I'm sitting there saying. Double C. That's annoying. That's annoying. That's not and it's like people have no consideration for um people that have to work in the morning. It's like, oh, it's the 4th of July. It's a free country. So it's like they act like the biggest a-holes you ever seen. Ariana says, Summer has always been annoying to me, so I don't feel bad for her. Okay, good, Ariana. Dolly says, I noticed a lady who played Kayla's character was named after her old character in GH. Captain Dog Cat. Oh, I didn't know she was actually on. Wow. Okay, I didn't know she was actually on GH. Interesting. Gemini says, what is Willow Punk ass saying now? I didn't watch GH. You're not going to be happy about that. You're not going to be happy about that, Gemini. I'll tell you that much. Autumn says, is Adam going to be with Chelsea now? Did they kiss Albert? I didn't catch that. Is mine or can you tell me? Oh, Chelsea actually wasn't on. Chelsea and Adam wasn't on today. That might be tomorrow, but today, Autumn, they weren't on today. Yeah, they weren't on today. It's actually, now that you bring that up, I wonder when is Chelsea going to be back? Because she's on maternity leave. Ron says my Albert, and still can't believe when someone in the chat said that and Kodak the curse by. Yeah, I'm still reeling over that too, Ron. Ariana says I had a consultation at 6 in the morning. Oh, I would have cut the yeah. I love that. Oh my god, Ariana, I love that energy. See, this is one of the many reasons why I rock with you. So always know that. Darby says, I'm waiting for the confrontation with Thomas and Liam or Thomas and Brooke. Me as well. Now, Double C says the fireworks cut off should be 10 or 10:30. There should be a law about that. Yeah, there should be. You're 100% correct. There should be. People got to wake up in the morning and they want to sit there and act like a bunch of jackasses. That's exactly what I was going to say. And I'm like, yo, I'm not. That's why I'm not a huge fan of like fireworks and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, they're pretty to look at, but like, we both know we're not talking about fireworks. We're talking about like M80s and stuff like that. Jackie P is in the chat. What's good, Jackie P? It is so good to see you. And I tell you what, this is God damn it. This. Oh, this is nice. Daisy Flowers in the chat. Daisy Flowers says, I don't watch YNR, but Kyle is a big douchebag. How are you doing, Daisy Flower? I hope you had a good 4th of July. I hope yours are better than mine. Ron says, but actors don't suppose to respond to people calling them by their characters' names because people will feel like you're talking to the characters, not the actors. What I don't understand like that no that doesn't there's something wrong with that sentence. Jackie P, I'm glad you had a good 4th. And P, and Pop is in the chat. Let's get and Pop. Spikequake says if I was Willow, I wouldn't get mad because Carly hit Nina from. Yeah, no, that's and praise. So Willow shouldn't even get mad at Nina because of what she did. Because what she did wasn't even wrong. Well, we there's a lot to dissect on that one. Last day said my mom hates fireworks because they're too loud. My mom likes theirs shouldn't be allowed. Exactly, and that's exactly what Darby was saying. That's exactly what Double C was saying. Gemini said I need to call someone back, but I'd rather do this chat instead. Well, I'm so glad that you are in Gemini. Feel free to sit there. And if you want, you can hit that person up and come back through. I'm gonna still be here, but I'm so honored and blessed that you're here. Agent Flo says, yeah, she lied to him about her mom, but she also did turn in her mom and dad, and when they stole the necklace from him. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're 100% right. Um, you're 100% right, Daisy Flower. Quick says, watch Carly not pay 5 million. Like, why can't she just show up? Why can't she just own up to her mistakes? I can't disagree with you there. Daisy Flower says Nina can be about breaking the law and about to marry a mobster. Thank you, Black Man. Thank you. Hit the like button. Of course, Gemini. Of course. I love seeing you in the chat. I really do. Thank you. Yes, hit that like button. It really does help. I'm gonna check my phone in a little bit. But hit that like button. It really does help. Autumn says. Carrie says Nina wasn't technically wrong. There's no problem with reporting a crime. That's actually true. Her reason. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what Nina saying. It's like what she did wasn't wrong, but her reasoning was trash. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Black Man. Hit the like button. It really does help. We get new people all the time because of the like button just hit. Autumn says, I was watching B&B today and I thought Ridge was going to blame Thomas. He started to, and I was like, here we go. Yo, everyone was going to blame Brooke, correct? Isn't that crazy that Brooke actually has to sit there and correct? Yo, Autumn, isn't that crazy that Brooke actually has to sit there and correct what you call it? Ridge about not blaming Thomas. No, he didn't show. He didn't show up today. Gemini. Spikequake says, I would like Carly if she would actually own up to her crap and pay for her bad stuff. She don't. There's a lot of people that but to be fair, a lot of people don't own up to their stuff. Ron says, so Albert, it seems like people have not learned from the actress playing Trina. Well, what do you mean by that? Like people actually coming out of her safety? Darby! Oh my god. Darby says, let me run this with you, Albert. I foresee Adam and Nikki returning McCall Adam and Nikki running McCall against Newmen Media and Victoria, Vicky have been treating her mom like trash. Adam and Nikki. I'm not. Here's the thing, Darby. If that happened, I'll tell you one thing. If that happened, that would be one. I think. Here's the thing. If that happened, I think I might actually start to review. I may actually start to review wine art if stuff like that happens. And again, thank you, Darby. Thank you so much. Autumn says it's not Nina's place to report anything. She did it for revenge, not to do the right thing or get justice. Please, please. She just is purely revenge. Sunny and Willow are not going to be happy. I agree with that. Now, Jay Carly says Carly has owned up to her mistakes. She didn't do it with the authorities like anyone has. Yeah, I was gonna sit there and say a lot of people don't always necessarily pay for. I'm gonna let y'all two duke it out. Um, Ron says I'm saying that everyone knows that Andrea Evans, who was played Stalker, she had no, no. But what does that to? Okay, I get that. But what does that to do with training her? Dolly says Carly is a great character, but she has no consequences. It makes her tough to root for. Lady Flaw says if poor Charles is about people owning up to their crap, Sonny would have been in jail, Sam would be in jail, Abe would be in jail. Man, I wish I had alcohol. Unfortunately, tonight is this. This what we're dealing with tonight. Carrie says Sam is so useless. What a Carly kiss. What a Carly ass kissing. Yeah, I agree with that, Kyrie. I do, 100%. Joshua's in the chat. What's good, Joshua? What is good? How you doing? Now, Daisy Flowers says, I have no problem rooting for Carly. I really wish I had alcohol right now. But I guess this will have to do for tonight until payday. And let it begin. Uh, the teacher said Thomas was looking, or Anna says that we had to pull the truth out of him. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But, my whole thing is hopefully she doesn't go in on Thomas. Because it was Thomas. It was Hope that actually kissed Thomas. How you doing tonight, Letitia? Hope you had a good fourth. Ron says, however, then Jerry would just have to deal with it because Whitney would just turn him on. Yeah, I mean that's true. I get that, Ron. It's you know what, Ron? Even though that just you sit there and say some out of box stuff like Sheila having twins, now you want her to have triplets. You have a point. It's better to sit there and tell the cops than actually have somebody expose you because it's going to be a lot worse. Good point. Good point. Carrie says I love watching Lily Shark snark at Audra. Carrie says I hate that they wouldn't even let Sam be annoyed with Carly. They didn't have a full-on feud, but they could have at least had some tension. And thank you, Dolly. I said the same thing. Listen, this is coming from a Carly fan. Okay, this is coming from a Carly fan. I don't think that Sam should have been so easy on Carly. Yes, Carly did not sit there and tell Drew, "You got to go to jail." Okay, but it's because of her actions. It's because of her actions that the SEC was even called in the first place. Okay, so the fact that um, Sam is so like, oh, you gotta sit there and do something else. I want to make sure you don't lose your house. It's like, I'm sorry, what? Your baby's father is in jail because of this woman, and you're just like, what? Spike Quick says, when's the last time Carly got punishment other than Ferncliff? Hmm. But see, that's the thing. That's the thing, though, Spider Quake. When's the last time anyone really got true punishment? Punishment is measured. It's a scale. Where's the scale at? Eagle Fang says people that are saying Nina snitched on Carly for revenge forget Carly did not tell Nina about Willow out of revenge, which is why Willow has to talk to Carly as well if she is setting conditions. Well, I'm not gonna sit there and say you're wrong. I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah. Um, Double C says, I call it on Carly. I call it Carly's going to sell her house. Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't even understand like why is Samson just saying. Like Quick says, at least Drew gets consequences, even if it's just for a bit. I mean, I get that, but I mean, I know people spent there saying Carly needs to sit there and suffer. Carly needs to sit there and pay for her crimes. A lot of people don't pay for their crimes. So, Double C, Double C says, don't worry, Diane's going to get her a really good deal. Solomon is in the chat. What's good, Solomon? Thank you for joining. JJ Flaw says, I don't think Carla's going to sell her house. Sonny is going to buy it for her. But wouldn't that kind of go? Hmm, I don't know. I mean, Diane was meant to saying like, I don't know. Lobby says, but didn't Diane have a different option? Yeah, she did. We didn't sit there and get to see what that option was. So I doubt they're gonna sit there and sell the house because it's like, does GH really have enough money for a new set? I think that's really the question. Does GH actually have money for a new set? Now Darby says, Curries, I disagree. I very much enjoy Audrey telling Lily where to go with her sanctimonious morals. No. I'm actually gonna watch it tonight. I'm actually gonna watch it tonight and tomorrow, and then we can sit there and talk about it. I didn't even know it actually came on today. I thought it was coming on tonight. It already came out. Okay. All right. I did not even know. I was wondering about that. Duan's in the chat. Was good, Duan? Gemini, Gemini says Sonny can't give Carly money, but he can buy her a gift. Get home and call it. Yep, that's very true. That's very true, Gemini. This is so good. Quick Quick says it's the fangirls actually. No, no one on the show pays for their crime. Just that's what I was gonna sit there and say, Jay Carly. A lot of people don't necessarily um pay for their crimes, or when they do, it's never on the scale that people want it to. So Ron says, Albert, are you a fan? No, I'm not a fan of Cardi B, Ron. No, I am not a fan of Cardi B. No, 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 no. Hell to the no. Now, Daisy Flaw says, "Are you? You're right, Albert. GH doesn't have money for." That's not what I was going to say. And I was like, they're not gonna. That's not. I was like, yo, they're not gonna sit there and sell that set. Oh, Harry says, but Carly and some delusional people act like her inside trading is no big deal, like reporting a crime is somehow worse than committing one. Dolly said, I don't think Carly needs to go to jail. Now we boring. I do miss her having rivals that weren't written off as crazy. Spike Lee said, don't be making the money moves. Hmm? What does that mean? Albert, don't be making the money moves. Um, Gemini says Sonny can also buy Donna a home and Carly can live in their home. Very true. There are ways to sit there and definitely circumvene around that. Very true. Very good point. AG Flower says it is not reporting, but like I said, Nina can't claim she did it for justice and sleep with a mobster like Sunday. and she didn't know that you get Ross must tell. If you're arguing with somebody and she didn't know how if she didn't know how old she was, then that's not on her. Um, Ron, I don't like her for just different reasons. Um, Autumn says, I read a spoiler. I read that since the woman who played Bobby passed away, she is going to leave Carly an inheritance and probably Kelly, since Bobby owns Kelly's. Carly can just run that. Oh, wow. Hmm, interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm not feeling this ice cream that much. I might have maybe a couple more. This is why I don't do. This is why I don't do ice cream that much. It's good for a little bit, but after a while, it's just like, yeah. Hmm. Ariana says Jidge will write a law and prove the house is Carly and Unit. I love that. I love that. And prove the house is Carly's and unicorns are flying out of asses. Yep. I agree with that sentence 100%. DJ Flush, yes, yes, the Spencer have owned Kelly's forever. Billy says, is the drugging, it's the drugging men when she was stripping and the reason you don't like. Yep, yes, yes, yes. Dolly, seriously, how did you know that? I don't remember me actually saying that. How do you know that? That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I was similar to say this is why I work with um Ariana. Exactly why I rock with her. Jay Sam said, what happened to the sisters hotel that Carly and Jackson? Damn good question. Ron says, I was saying on Monday that you're right, that Finn won't be delivered her mother. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I can't unthink that. Carrie says, of course, people always have to give Carly her flowers. Carly's a hypocrite. I can tolerate her better than I can tolerate her oldest daughter. Yeah, I really said that because I was like, I was like, I don't remember you saying that. Thank you also, Dolly. I don't remember you saying that once. So the fact that you knew that, speechless. Effing speechless, Dolly. And yeah, that's exactly why I don't like her. But of course, she said that, she didn't have any money and this, that, and the third, and, a whole bunch of other BS excuses. Um, Ariana says, oh, we can go the Bobby leaving an inheritance. I kind of enjoy it. What you Yes. I feel like that's the most likely scenario of what Autumn said, Ariana. Lady Flaw says Sheila's too old to have a baby. She's 60 plus close to 70. Uh okay. I'm kinda over this. It isn't working. This is why I can't do ice cream too much. It's like it works until it doesn't. Solomon says, does anyone really like Cardi B? She's more yellow than a bottle of damn mustard and she keeps on talking about coming in. Oh, well, I don't know about that. Um, I just don't like it because of because of the reasons of her drugging people. Too late. I'm pretty sure he already read it. Ron, no, Ron. Why don't you tell the chat why Sheila can have a baby? I'm sorry, why she can actually have triplets now. If you're in the chat, let us know. Because I forgot why she can actually have a baby. He gave us a really good reason why before. I can't remember what it is. Ron says, but Albert Sheila will not trust little Lee as an OBGYN as her doctor. No, Ron, I want to know. I want to know why you feel that Sheila can have a baby though. That's what I want to know. I want to know why you feel that she can have a baby. I forgot. Autumn says, "Hey Albert, what's with Sally being such an ish to Adam? Because that was his daughter too. Like, yeah, I said the same thing. I think you're right, Albert. Adam needs to stop chasing. So, yeah, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I never like Sally that much anyway. So it's like um I never liked Sally and I always felt like Adam could do better personally. Simon says, oh, Ron says because it's a TV show and the writers will write what they want. I'm gonna highlight that for a minute. I'm gonna get back to or maybe I won't. Who knows? Because it's a TV show and the writers will write what they want. There we go. Solomon says that too overall Cardi B is not a good person, not to mention her rapping skills are kinda non existent. I feel like she's like a knockoff of Nicki Minaj though, to be honest. And I don't even think Nicki Minaj is really that impressive to be honest. Kyrie says Rich barely got any loyalty to his son. He should be ashamed of himself. He was already yes. Yes. And I agree. I was about to go I was about to go in. I was about to go in on Reg. Police says she should just do a scene where Carly walks down the street and random people just hand her money while bowing and declaring her the queen. I love that idea. I love that idea. Um, but yeah, no, Kyrie's. I was gonna go on his ass too. Lady Flaws says Ron Sheila's already got a lot of stray children out there. She don't need no more kids. You heard that? You heard that, Ron? She already got a ton of what you call it, ton of children, and apparently she don't need no more. So you're gonna have to come up with a better reason for that. For that, Ron. You're gonna have to come up with a better reason for having a child. Debbie says sometimes I believe that Sheila would have her babies long before Bobby can have her. Well deserved. Death blow. How long has it been since she died? And just says so I have to log off. Uh oh, Ron says also have to forget about the age thing because anything's possible, even on a soap opera. Nathaniel, what's good, Nathaniel? Let's everyone say what's up, Nathaniel. How's the cool side of YouTube? Cool side is just fine. There's no drama. No one's telling anyone to shut up or anything. It's great. I love it. I should have sat there and blocked people like that a long time ago. But seriously, let's everyone say what's up, Nathaniel, aka Captain Inconvenience. How are you doing though? Vision Flash, remember we are still in the middle of a writer strike. Exactly. AKA Mr. Inconvenience, yes. Yeah, we had a couple of people that was being rude. One person was being rude, and they had to sit there and get kicked to the curb. Why is this taking so long? Darby says, hello, Mr. Gray. Anna Jeanette is in the chat. And Nathaniel says, well, GH is on a break this month. Oof. Oh, guess I'm going to be Snitty going to option B. Ron says, why would a Fantal? Yeah, because people are crazy. People are crazy, Ron. Ariana says, good evening, Mr. Inconvenience. Yes. That's right. Let's everyone say what's up. We go dark every July. That's kind of scary. Why is this taking? Sorry, I know I'm missing a lot of people's names in the chat. Autumn says, I read a spoiler that Liam is going to turn to Aqua as a way to escape his marriage being in shambles, and I bet you Hope kissed Thomas because he failed to recognize his. Yep, I agree with that. And that'd be interesting. Well, I know how interesting it'll be, but um, that'd be something. Kyrie's, oh my God, thank you, Kyrie. Kyrie says, my Ava is not scared about the. She or Sunny will deal with him after a while. Remember, you asked me. Yep. Yes. Yeah. I did say that. I I I, I did say that. I did say. I love it. I did tell me. I did tell him to keep that same energy. And Kyrie's, like usual, definitely stepped into the play. So I exactly what I mean. I told Kyrie, I was like, listen, if Mr. Inconvenience shows up in the chat, I want to make sure you have that same energy. You have that same energy. This is why Kyrie is always my right hand guy. Um, Ariana says going dark in July is convenience for Mr. Chavez to take a break. Yeah, yeah, but for a whole month. Oh my God. Thank you, Nathaniel. Mason spoke to Ava and Kyle. She doesn't know who you are. Mason spoke to Ava and Kyle. She doesn't know who you are, but I will be sure to try to get you some of her old shoes. That's interesting. And also, thank you. Jesus Christ, thank you so much. Daisy Flaws says Ava can go big girl time with Carly. Ava and Carly in prison would be interesting. I would love that idea, Daisy Flower. Carly says, had to remind folks who I am and how I am. Same energy, no problem. I ride for Mr. Ava every day, 10 toes down. Oh, my Ava, 10 toes down. That's what's up. To be fair, I did dare him to do it. I did. He did it. Bond says, Nathaniel, did you know that your co-star Marcus was being harassed on Twitter and fans were harassing him? That's what I said. Yo, listen, Nathaniel, Kyrie's is my guy for a reason. My guy Kyrie will definitely not hold back. There's so much of that going on. Yeah, and it sucks. Kyrie says, "I'm good, Mr. Gray. How are you?" Once you're done in Port Charles, you can travel to Genoa City. Got a summer, got a summer Newman problem that you need to solve. Mason can handle her. Yes, I agree with everything he just said. Freddie, what's good, Freddie? How have you been, my friend? Nathaniel says you all should be happy this month. This this month into next, the storyline is going to pick up a lot, and the boys are ooh nice. I'm with it. Felner says Albert Howard. Becky D's in the chat. What's good, Becky D? The one and only. Solomon says Albert, how would you feel if CBS canceled The Bold and the Beautiful and PBS picked it up? I'll be as long as I get to watch it, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Darby says Albert, they should have that tribute right now for Jackie while the writer's strike is on. I mean, yeah, I agree. I definitely want them to actually have the tribute going on now. Sorry for the typo. I hate texting on my phone. Yeah, because it will sit there and Spike Whip says PBS kids. I mean, PBS is more than just about kids, though. Now, Laura B says, I'm for it. I'm curious about the boss. Yeah. Trust me, Laura B. You and everyone else in this chat will definitely be in it. I mean, is curious. Becky D says, happy to be here with you. Becky D is always a pleasure to actually have you. Jay says, I'm thinking that one of Martin's ex-wives thought of the Deceptor, and that is who Tracy is working on. Ooh, that's interesting. But yeah, no, not for kids though. I mean, they had Downtown Abbey, and that wasn't for kids. Also, damn, my dude, last day is saying how it is. Now, Freddie says, I'm great. I was so sick of Willow today. Me too. Now, Darby says name is acting like one big kid. Yeah, he is. And a hypocrite, too. Now, Ron says Nathaniel, they're also harassing Marcus. Also, they talked about Sydney, Watros, and Laura Wright. And Nathaniel says Twitter is a place for the shallow end of the gene. He's not wrong. He is not wrong. I mean, it's it's always been bad. It's just gotten worse. That's the problem. Curry says I hope Victor meets. Oh God. Curry says I hope Victor meets his true match one day. He just a big bully for over 40 years. Someone needs to take over and finally put him in his place. They had Sonny Corinthos actually came to General City. Just saying. Uh, Jarvo says, do you think Nicholas Chavez playing Spencer that he's going to be doing both movies in GHR? No. He's going on a temporary leave. They're not. They're going to write. They're going to write him out. That's all. Jarvo. They're gonna write Nicholas out. They're not going to recast yet, though. That's what I'm saying. They're not going to recast yet. And I say yeah because if he gets more roles, then he may have to think about recasting them. Bobby says, I can be patient with B&B. I just started. These things are new to me, but I can see the long-time viewers' frustration. Me too. Me too, Lobby. Me too. And I've been watching it for B&B. I mean, for 3 years. I can see where they're coming from. Harry says Sonny is a much better father than Victor will ever be. Yeah. Here's the thing. I gotta say, I feel like that'd be a cool video to do though. Like, who's a better father between Sonny and Victor? Perry says Esme's not going anywhere though, so that means Spencer don't get baby Ace. That's amazing. Ron says, "Our people get caught up in these characters that they forget it's soap opera, not real life." That is very true, Ron. And we have some people in the chat that definitely felt that way. And yeah, but they had to want to get in the boot, which I didn't like doing, but pretty much had to. Victor Newman being a better. Where are we with the likes, by the way? I didn't even check that. WC says Eric Foster is not a good father. He chose his stepson over his bio kids. Nathaniel says, so I always give you the tea. So what happens in the chat? I want details. Popcorn, absolutely. We appreciate that. We appreciate that, Nathaniel. Thank you. Curry says maybe it will work itself out one day. You bump into her and we can all be one big happy family again. I'm not losing hope. Can't take that away from me. Where we at? Okay, I guess my phone is just gonna. Okay. Oh, oh. Jay Sam said, I think they're going to put Spence and Esme back together. Well, yes, and there's a problem with that. Also, Ron says either because they were saying that if Tyler. See, this is why I need alcohol. This is why I need alcohol to sit there and read this sentence. But Ron says either because they were saying that if Tyler was Nicholas, he would not have cheated on Ava, which is ridiculous because the writers will write what they want to, whether fans like it or not. I go one day without actually having alcohol. Simon says, actually, my mistake, B&B needs to come on BT. That where it will be successful. Okay. Simon says, Albert, we're talking about Marriage Urgent the other night. When the last time you watched that show? I saw clips of it yesterday. So it's funny too. I actually saw clips of it yesterday. Russ says Nathaniel, someone also made comments about the late Sonia Eddies using boosters to make remarks about her. Yeah. That does happen, Nathaniel. I mean, people have said all sorts of out of pocket, wrong, effed up things on there. Carrie says, my number one loyalty is to you, Albert, no questions asked. I appreciate that, Carrie. I do. Thank you. That's why I said that. That's why I said and said you're my Jason Morgan to my Sonny Correndos. Freddie says so basically Carly gets away with everything, but Nina has to do the one to leave Carly. Yeah, I agree with that, Freddie. I 100% agree with that. I was like, yo, that's nuts. And I'm not even a Nina fan, and I felt like that was nuts. Jason says they're going to bond over the baby. No, I agree with that. I just don't think it's going to be long term. You gotta remember, Nicholas Chavez is leaving the show for a little bit. And then say, yeah, no, what about the boosters? Oh my God, Darby, thank you so much. Darby says, I finally got a PS5 and I'm currently setting up and considering buying the Midnight Black cover place for it. Do you have it set up, stand, or do you just set it up horizontal? Well, thank you. Thank you, Darby. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Oh yeah, no, they definitely lost their minds. But to tell you the truth, the sad thing, the thing that's pretty much like an everyday sort of thing. Digiflow says B on BNB on BNT. Get real, there are hardly any black people on that show. Oh yeah, 31. Yeah, well, actually now we have 34. Ariana. Yeah, we have 24 likes so far. So if you want to join the stream, hit the like button. It really does actually help. Perry says the writers will want to have better sense and treat Tyler as competent character. That's the bottom line because Stone Cold says so. Yes, I love it. I love it. You know what? My issue is. See, here's the thing. What? We got DC. Oh, I knew I forgot something. DC says, hello, boss, again, project company, current drama soaps, interest music. DC actually put out a video today. DC put out a video today. Miss G's in the chat was good, Miss G. Yeah, actually, I saw it. Your wine art take one on Colin Summer. I was watching that while I was going to the store. I was watching that while I was going to the store. So definitely check out DC's video. Daisy Flower says Nina is obsessed with Carly. If the son says Carly did it, when it's the last time Carly mentioned Nina? That is true. That is very true. She lives in her head rent free. Carly says I'll watch DC's video later then. Yeah. He did a video. Also, okay, you know what? I love the intro, I love the new intro, but I also love the outro though too. Because that outro was like it was literally from like ABC, like the early 2000s. When I saw that, I was like, "Yo, that is insane." Yeah, that's right. DC actually came back. We don't know when DC's actually going to be making the full time or whatever, but he came back for a video. Yes, exactly. DC when that theme music hit, I was like, it's like it just brought nostalgia. Darby says your Texans needs your daughter. Your Texans needs your daughter like Delusion and Nina, but your eyes scream you own the PS5. Nathaniel said Maurice is a great guy. They shouldn't talk to him like that. They shouldn't. Use 100% correct. They shouldn't be talking. Here's the thing: they shouldn't be talking to anybody like that. DC says honestly didn't think anyone ever would notice it. Yeah, no, I noticed it right away. I noticed that right away, for real. I replayed it twice because I was like, wait, I remember this. Yes. Darby says, I'm too afraid to talk to Maurice or Sonny like that. I think most people, I mean, it's not even just that. It's just like people are just acting nuts. But here's the thing though. When you're online, you're mad brave. You can sit there and say whatever. You can type whatever you want until somebody sits there and finds your address, and then you're SOL. Deja Flaw says we all know Nina is heading for Shady Brook. She's going to have a breakdown at the altar. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you. Thank you so much. Unicorns and wine. Yes. I still love that line. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ariana. Thank you. Oh my God, I appreciate you so much. Unicorns and wine. Thank you. You are amazing. Janice said I watched JC's video. It was amazing. Yeah, no, it was a good video. It was a really good video. It's like DC did not lose his touch at all. DC says I feel bad for Summer until she told Diane off. I didn't like that. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. And that's the sad thing. It was like I was feeling bad for her too, to some extent. And then she acted like a brat, talking about, "Oh, it's your fault that my, that you couldn't fix my marriage." Miss Key said, Bob the Builder. Yes, that's exactly what Kyrie said to Mason's character. Hmm. Last day says, I love Bob the Builder. It took me forever to find out he was British. Daisy Flower says Diane's up to something. Jack and Kyle are going to have a hard fall. Maybe. Maybe. Time will tell. Time will tell, Daisy Flower. Time will tell. It's just I look at it sometimes and just like Ashley be going way overboard. Phyllis has faked her death, you know? And Diane hasn't really done too much of anything since she's gotten back. DC says it's easier for someone to blame Diane than face the truth that her mother is insecure and unhinged because that it would be require her to reevaluate her relationship with her mother. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Ron says, "Are there someone named Christina wrote to Marie's saying, stop Maurice, you turn against Steve too because of the mandate, keep talking, taking those boosters, and you end up like, ooh, yeah, that's pretty bad." You know what? I was gonna sit there and say what's her last name, but never mind. Shannon. So rumor Shannon says so rumor is badly hurt in prison. Oh wow. Freddie says Carly is so focused on who reported her was out of spite. It wasn't out of spite. You did the crime injure. That's true. That's true. What's good, Shannon? And hmm, that would probably explain his absence from the show. Because he's doing some new Lifetime. I wonder what kind of Lifetime movie he's going to do. I think I'm actually going to want to watch it. I'm going to want to watch it. Unless it was up to Shannon. I want to watch it. I'm gonna look it up and see what new Lifetime movie he's doing. Um, DC says Jack and Nick are probably the only characters of YNR. I would trust my life. I always feel they genuinely want the best for their loved ones. Sharon too. Everyone else is questionable. Hmm. Now Becky D has a point. Becky D said Jack Abbott is questionable at this point. Yeah. You start thinking you fired your own son because what? You Because you feel bad for Summer. So what? She gets kicked out the house, and what? That's some sort of consolation prize. She gets to keep her job. What the hell are y'all doing? What? Robbie says, why hasn't they arrested Summer or Danny yet? If Christina hated Phyllis so much, she should arrest them on TV to get her to surrender. I like that idea. I like that idea. I like that idea. I'm with it. Casey says, I feel Jack's reasoning was not right, but he genuinely loves Summer and doesn't want her to feel more isolated. He low key is a hypocrite since he hired Diane, but I feel Jack's heart was in the right place. Huh? Yeah, again, this is, I said this in my review. I miss old school Jack. Okay? I miss old school Jack because old school Jack wouldn't have fired, wouldn't have kicked Kyle to the curb. Okay, old school Jack would have looked at some of the situation and be like, well, it is what it is. I would have kept it moving. That's what old school Jack would have did. Unfortunately, we are stuck with Mr. Rogers' version. Mr. Rogers' version of Jack sucks right now. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. And Darby says Jack did that for the business interest of Jabal and not to ensure his dumbass son, enable his dumbass son. Lisa says old school Jack was a creep too. He was creeping on Christina. So are you sure you want old school Jack? Well, I don't. Okay, one. How? What do you mean he was? I want some context. What do you mean he was creeping on Christina? We're gonna have to get into that. What do you mean? What do you mean he was creeping on? I want to know the context. I want to know how old she was. I want to know this stuff. You can't just sit there. Curry says Jack's heart is in the right place, or is his head up his ass? I vote the latter. I'm glad you said Diane Miller. Now, Freddie says Diane Miller is all about her money. That woman is money. She's one of the best lawyers on Port Charles. Harry, Ariana says didn't recognize Jack. How is he? He's like Mr. Rogers. He is like Mr. Rogers. He's not the asshole he was back in the day. Um, Ariana, I missed that version. Laura B says, but didn't Jack offer Kyle another job, but Kyle chose to leave? Yeah, but I mean, but that's the whole thing, though, Laura B. He shouldn't have to step down. He's going to sit there and take a position, and it feels like he's going backwards in his career. He shouldn't actually have to go anywhere. That's the thing. It's not like it's not like he fired. Let's be clear. He didn't fire Kyle. He didn't fire Kyle, but you're putting him in a position where that's not his position. That's like going from store manager to bookkeeper. Oh, bookkeeper, that's fine. It's cool. You can sit there and be a bookkeeper. Yeah, but I want to be a manager. But a bookkeeper is pretty cool though too, right? Seriously? DC says, but no, Summer had to go to the athletic club. Sis had nowhere else to go. Kirby says, I know I'm not supposed to hate women, but sometimes I want to smack down. Potty child Summer. Yeah, she just I don't like Summer. I really don't. I feel don't get me wrong. That's not something they're saying that I'm giving Kyle permission to cheat. I'm not. That was an a-hole thing to do. Lobby says true Albert. Summer might be chasing Chance. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm just saying it's not fair for them to go backwards in a position that I'm not a fan of that. Ariana says I like Jack when he was 10 toes when he went toe to toe with Victor. They were hating in real life. You can yes, I heard about that. Also, I heard they actually got into a fist fight too. Ariana, I heard they actually got into like an actual fist fight, which is still crazy. Carrie says he technically not cheated. He said he didn't want her right now. Carrie says he technically not cheating. He said he didn't want her right now. Okay. Okay. All right, Kyrie's. Like I said, I may not like a character, but I don't sit there and condone shit. Now Darby says, Kyrie says he told her to pack her ish, and he did do that. Now Darby says, let me explain. Kyle is not an employee. He is on a boss level, and on that level, you have to take one for the team. Yes, Daisy Flaw says yes, they got into a fight. I heard about that. Yeah, when I heard about that, my jaw dropped. I was like, I'm sorry, what? That is crazy. Freddie says I was laughing. I said it right to the TV. I don't blame you, James. He said this adventure is boring. I'm getting a cookie. Yes. Freddie, I actually found really funny when Mac was sent there asking Felicia questions like, oh, well, who are you investigating? This, that, and the third. And James was like, it's called private eye for a reason, pretty much. I did laugh my ass off when he said that. I was like, you know what, James? Very good point. Ron says, so the actor playing Curtis got really upset because a fan called him by his name so stupid. Yes, I agree with that, Ron. Yes, I agree with that. 100%. Um, Ariana says, yeah, came to blows more than once. Both actors had to say so. Both actors have said so. They just hated each other. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. I mean, it was the 90s or the 80s, so I guess that kind of that type of behavior flew back then. Curry says he wanted that separation. He didn't want her to fix things with Summers, so that's why he letting Audra rock his world. I get that. I get that, but I mean, you know what? Why not? Why is it? Oh my God, this is so annoying. Now, Daisy Flock. Okay, whenever it goes to Daisy Flock. Daisy Flock said he's cheating. He is cheating. He is being a douchebag. Okay. I can't wait for Audra to chew Kyle up and spit him out. Yeah, I can imagine that now. I guess you sit there, you look back at it now that you fought. It's like, yeah, we fought and stuff like that. It makes sense. Becky D said life is too short to waste energy hating each other or anything that much. Darby says Kyle has all that money to easily buy flowers and jewelry for Audra, and no ordinary employee can do that. Kyle can just suck it up and wait for his time on the throne. I'm gonna be wrong, Darby. Okay, I would sit there and say this much stuff. I would say this much. I don't feel bad for him because he's rich. Okay, even if he got fired, I wouldn't feel bad for him because he has money. I just don't like the fact that Summer is getting some sort of pity party. Like, oh, here's your consolation prize. You get to keep your job, and you kick Summer. You get Kyle to the curb. I'm not a huge fan of that. Ariana says like 20 years of hate. The writers just used it on camera, and it was the best. Yeah, Y&R for me. Do you still watch the show though? Do you still watch the show? Um, Ariana. Terry says he's not being a douchebag. He's not just being a douchebag. He is a douchebag. Always has been. Always will be. Yeah, it's a pretty douchebag thing to do. Yes, Ariana. Do you still watch the show though? I know some people watch like either one or two, or they watch like all of them. But Shannon says Sonny is going to want Nina out of town when he finds out. Yep. um, she better get some security. She better get some bodyguards or something. I didn't know. Okay. Darby says, "Oh, I have that air condition." Yeah, I had to listen, Darby. It got hot. It got hot. It got so hot. I woke up at 1 o'clock and had to put on the I woke up and I put it right in there. I went right to my living room and just put it in there. I was done. I couldn't do it anymore. Why is it taking? Okay. It's funny that we have the same one though, Darby. Why is it? Ariana said, "Yeah, I just came back about yes, I just came back about the time Phyllis faked her death just because BNB. Okay, just came back to watch. Okay, so you watch. Okay, so you watch all three of them. Okay, so the only one you do, so the only okay, so you just don't watch Days of Our Lives then. Okay, interesting. Or do you watch Days of Our Lives? Ariana. Daisy Flaw says Kyle is a punk guy because when the truth comes out about Audra and his mother, and his mother comes in, he will be clawing at Summer's door. And that's when he finds out her bed is with Chance. Mm, yeah, you're right about that. But I'm gonna be honest. Audra just looked better than Summer. I'm just saying, as far as looks is concerned, he definitely did actually want up. He did want up moving up. Audra does look better than Summer. So he stepped up his game with that one. Kerry says Nina's ain't going anywhere. Little mini little mini me Sonny just going to make it his little treat, then gives her attitude from time to time. Nina's just gonna spend months apologizing to Willow until she caves. Hmm. Now Daisy Flowers says Sonny needs to give Nina the Claudia treatment. Freddie says I was so tired. But yeah, no, Ariana, let me know if you actually watched Days of Our Lives though also. Freddie says I was so tired of Michael, the look he was giving, and then a smart ass remark about Nina being part of Willow's life. Well, Nina did birth the girl, so he's just gonna have to accept it. That's true. But you know, he's just sitting there being protected though. So I can't fully blame him for that. He is just being protected from that front. Uh, Yeah, no, it was a you know I probably did this without my notes too, because I actually wrote notes for tonight too. Also, did anyone actually like being beat? I mean, did anyone actually like days today? I never forgot something. Ariana says, I watched Days in the early 80s to the 2020, and now since then, don't have Peacock. Okay. Damn, you've been watching it for a hot minute, though. Oh my God. Ariana, you've been watching it for a hot minute. Ariana, Ariana. Darby says, do you remember the Incredible Hulk show scene where he's putting on a spare tire while it's raining? He hurts himself and rage. That's how I feel when I have to put. Yeah, exactly. Listen, it was. Here's the thing, Darby, I didn't even want to put on the AC. I mean, I didn't want to put it in the window. I was just like, I'm just gonna chill, open up the window every now and then, get a nice cool breeze. When it's nighttime and I'm literally sitting there sweating like there's no tomorrow, yeah. Carrie says that Claudia treatment would be way too dramatic. There's no way the fallout will be that deep. He's just gonna yell at her for lying to him. Yeah, because it's not like Claudia almost killed Michael. So yeah, it's yeah. Um, Ariana says it was one of my first soap operas to all my children. Yeah, I've been watching it for a hot minute. I know whenever I sit there and think about all my children and like one like to live, I always sit there and go back to SoapNet. Um, Toby says I want someone to tell Michael to shut up right in his face while Sonny is there. It would be hilarious. It would be. Why was this taking so long? What? Gosh. Freddie says Michael has his reasons not like Nina. I understand, even if he doesn't think it's a good idea. But in the end, it is Willow's decision, not hers, not his. Now, just a little random question for me, because sometimes I like to sit there and ask this question: would you want SoapNet back? Would you want it to come back on? Very curious about that. Now, it's not really sit there and ask, is it needed? Is it necessary? But if they played like the old, Guiding Light and stuff like that, Ariana says, I would pay to have SoapNet back. Yes. Carrie says, I love if before the wedding Jocelyn finds out and gets in Nina's face and Nina pushes Jocelyn down the stairs and desperate to shut her up. Becky D says, then you're a hero. Carrie keeps that same energy about Jocelyn, I'll tell you that much. Yes, would you want SoapNet to come back on? I don't know. Like I said, whenever I sit there and think about like all my children and like live and stuff, and also they had their originals. They also had their original programs as well. Oh, um, The actress that played Britt Westmore, was on Who Wants to Be a Soap. Who Wants to Be a Soap Star. So very curious, very very curious. Um, I did talk about yeah. Oh yeah, no, and I still can't stand any scene with Nicole and Eric. Can't do it. So very curious if people will want to actually have that back. Now, Carrie says, Mr. Gray, if you're still around, can you pass that Jocelyn idea to the writers? I'll be smiling for years. Now, see what I would. Okay, I think the question that I would sit there and ask, um, if you can tell more or less, if you could tell more or less, one day if she's just kind of chilling or whatever, um, to watch the live stream. Watch the live stream. Watch the channel. Watch this channel's live stream. That's what I would sit there and pass on as well. Like, hey, listen, if you're chilling or whatever, do that. And if you want to come to the live stream, that'll be what's up as well. Jakaris. Oh my God, Jakaris is in the chat. How are you doing, my friend? How's life? I'm doing good, Jakaris. How are you doing then? Let's everyone say what's up to Jakaris. How's everything going on in your world? My guy's putting out 3 Days of Our Lives reviews. Why is this? Becky, she said, I must truly feel amazing at how children put their lives back together. I'm glad to hear that, Jakaris. Carrie says yes. Tell Maureen West to join our live stream. Yes, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. We sit there and welcome her with open arms. That's right. My guy Jakaris is in the chat. Jakaris is always busy, but he always makes time to check on the little guys or whatever to make sure that people like me are okay. So that's cool. And also definitely check out Jakaris. Jakaris did 3 reviews on Days of Our Lives. Definitely check those out. Oh, Jakaris, I think I told you. Well, I think I probably told you and everyone else. This Saturday, me and James are going to be doing. Me and James. Well, I'm going to be interviewing James this Saturday. So the quote unquote Godfather of soaps, is going to be getting interviewed by me this Saturday. Um, Javon says, it's sad that on B&B that Liam may drink. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's compelling. It's realistic. Um, yes, no, I agree with that. I mean, it's sad anyone that turns to alcohol to try to deal with their pain. Ariana said children are our only hope for the future. Yeah, Jakaris is gonna be pretty great. It's gonna be pretty great. I don't think he talked about it on it today, but he talked about it sometime this week. Though. Yeah, he's gonna be with me, and you know, it's interesting because James is always interviewing other people, so it's gonna be interesting, this time around where he's gonna be interviewed. So I am very interested to sit there and do that. Very, very, very interesting. So that's gonna be Saturday. Um, Usual time 8 p.m. That's going to be for everyone, not just the members. That's going to be like a special thing. So that's going to be for everyone. Definitely you're going to want to sit there and come through for that. That's going to be a good one. Also, which I didn't sit there and say, is for this month, as far as members go, I don't know which one's a good goal. Should it be 7 or should it be 10? Let me know. Kurt says what a little Islam is for all his cheating. Now he can't turn to Stuffy. He turns to the bottle. He's pathetic. No sympathy for me as far as his. Kyrie is keeping it 100. Grams is in the chat. What's good, Grams? Chavo says it's Sabrina's 2-year anniversary on GH. How about that? I also did my video about Sabrina Nation. Um, about that whole thing. Freddie says I wish GH would just do a Sasha reality AI cop actually setting Gladys up to be exposed. I would love to see that. That'd be what's up. That would be what's up. Psychiatrist reality in undercover. Yeah, that'd be great. Because then it would make the guy not look like so much of a scumbag. Bobby says I'm looking forward to your interview with JOJ. Yes, thank you. It's gonna be a good one. It's going to be a good one. I already got some questions in my head. I just gotta sit there and write them down. So it's gonna be fun. It's going to be fun, and I can't wait to sit there and see you there. Why is this taking forever? This is so annoying. Now, Curry says if we got Maureen West through that, got to on member stream, Maurice West got that star power, that money moves. Yeah, but even just getting her in would just be really cool, though. That'd be really cool. Her showing up in the chats, interesting. Valerie says, "Love that idea, Freddie." Oh, what's good, Valerie? Thank you for joining. Darby says, more importantly, tell Sheila to join our live streams. That would be more tremendous, and I think she would have a great sense of humor. Make sure it's on members' weekends. Make sure Ron is. I want Ron. Yeah, I want Ron to be a member. Yes, and I agree to all that. I agree to all that, Darby. Um, that would definitely be something. And I should tell you, Darby, she does seem like she's a really chill person in real life, though. Speaking of that, James actually went up interviewing her. I can't remember when, but he went up interviewing her a while back. So I thought that was interesting. Now Kyrie says, "Oh yeah, I forgot to get that Mark Grossman cameo. I have him mention Bostic Super Stream in our chat rooms. Oh, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing. Thank you for thinking of me, by the way. Yeah, because I saw him on Cameo on Twitter, and I was like, it'd be really cool. So you could sit there and do like a little cameo. But I appreciate, even if you think about mentioning that, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I had to get that Mark cameo. I have him mention Bostic Super Streams in our chat. That'd be interesting. Oh my god. That would be so effing dope. Like I'm literally like picturing it in my head now. Have a good night, Jarvis. Thank you for joining. I look forward to seeing you. Hopefully, you'll be able to come through tomorrow night. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not gonna lie, I did miss everyone like crazy yesterday. I did. I missed everyone like crazy. Curry says, imagine if he was to join our live stream and his character strongest supporters, and he has many. Yes, I can imagine that. That would be the fact that he would know who my name is. That'd be dope. That would be dope. I couldn't imagine that one. That would be super dope. Oh my god. Yes, have a good night, Javos. Javos. That'd be super dope. That'd be dope as hell. That's I was like, that'd be boss. I would yeah, I think honestly tell you, it would just be cool even if he just, you know, knew who I was. Like, oh, okay, cool, he has a YouTube channel. That'd be solid. JJ Flower says, is it time for Sabrina to sleep together? Oh, that is one of the big debates on JG Flower. That is one of, and you watch James videos, so you know about that whole Sabrina Nation outrage and everything like that. Hell, I actually want to do a video about that as well. Freddie says it's time for that. Snake Gladys should get what's commentary. I agree with that. I was just thinking, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic when that does happen. It's going to be epic when that does happen. I can't wait. Darby says my next sick and twisted romance idea is old nine-toed Sheila and Thomas Forster. That will kill Taylor and Rich, and Steffi Brooke would love it because it gives her a reason to say, I told you so. Ooh, I can imagine how people would be so pissed off about that. Deja Plus says, I'm not a Springer fan. I'm pro Jax, but 2 years. Girl, climb that boy. Yeah, people are really pissy about that. And the thing is, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to go into that tomorrow when I actually have some alcohol. I thought about that. I was like, I can't talk about that sober. I can't go back and forth about that with sober. I can't do it. It's just honest. Well, to be fair, Becky D, he did sit there and say sick and twisted. He did sit there and say that. He didn't say it was gonna be kosher. He didn't say it was gonna be a lovable idea. Darby said it was gonna be sick and twisted. And Darby, I just sit there and say he because I'm assuming that you are a man. Now, if you're a woman, I apologize for that, but I want to sit there and you know, uh, that was interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen as well. Lord B, as far as Sheila. I mean, on Gladys. No, Becky D said we need a one. It was a warning. He said sick and twisted. I'm just saying, Becky D. He did sit there and give a warning. Why is this taking me like forever? Man, I wonder where we are with the light situation. Yes. The goal is either going to be 7 or 10. I want to go for 10. But I feel like that's shooting for the stars as far as numbers is concerned. Ah, screw it. Let's go for 10. Let's go for 10 this month. Let's go for 10 as far as members because I feel like we can do it. So let's sit there and put up a little announcement. Now, Kyrie says, I need more Jordan and Zeke because Jack, Jax and Sprina sucks. I want to read that comment again. Kyrie says, I need more Jordan and Zeke because Jax and Sprina sucks. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that people actually read that. Whoever says you cannot watch Becky, you might want to buy. You want to, but you can't stay away. Victoria, what's good, Victoria? Everyone, so one of Martin's ex-wives is from Pine Valley. Exactly, Victoria. When they said that, here's the thing, Victoria. I think you already know. I think you already have an idea who it is. Everyone, so one of Martin's. Yep. What is good, Victoria? And like I said, I think I know who it is. I know. I think I know who it is. Darby says after 4 months, yes. Oh my God, I didn't mean to tell you. I didn't mean to tell you at. Oh no 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 no! No, I'm just meant to say because I said he. Um, Darby says Dixie, Sky, or Hillary. Dixie, Sky, or Hillary. Well, details are going to say. I think Darby mentioned he was a guy before. That's why I said guy, but I want to sit there and make sure. That was my first. So yeah, no, my bad, Darby. I had a feeling. I just Now Becky D says yes, Darby definitely gives off dude energy. Now Freddie said Cody is a piece of ish. All he's going after is the money instead of telling Mac he's Mac's son. Mac doesn't deserve to be hurt at all after being so nice and caring about Cody. Sorry, ass. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. That's right. Victoria is in the chat. It's always nice to sit there and see you. It's been too long. I know you still got stuff going on, but whenever I see you in the chat, I'm very happy and very excited. So very, very, very excited. I don't know. I never heard of Dude Energy, but maybe I have. What is this? Victoria says yes, Albert. If it is the person, if it's the people who are speculating from Florida, it's going to be very exciting. Okay, so yes, you know, Victoria. Which would be great. Which would be great because it'd be good to sit there and see her again. Becky D said, I don't think Cody ever learned how to function in family dynamics. Yeah, I mean, his upbringing was definitely a lot different. I'm not simply excusing him for being a POS, but his upbringing, how hard he has to sit there and work at just to try to scrape through life. Darby says, curious what is Joy and Zeke's ship name is Cheeks. It sounds close to Cheeks, which makes Cheeks. I feel like if I was drunk, I would have probably said something inappropriate. So I guess maybe in some ways it's kind of a good thing I didn't actually have any alcohol today. Which makes it sound nasty. We're all adults here, except for like maybe one of us. We're mostly all adults here. So Darby says, "Dude energy equals stupid guy energy." Gary says, "I'm so." Gary says, "I'm so proud of you, Albert. You're 1 day sober." Yeah. Thank you, Kyrie. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I really do miss my wine now. It's kind of crazy. I've really been sitting there drinking every single night, which sounds bad. It really does. It actually sounds pretty bad. Why is it so? Yeah, it sounds pretty bad. Yeah, 1 day. 1 day. I don't even know what to sit there and think of that. Zordon. Zordon sounds like one of those fortune tellers. Zordon. Hmm. No, we can't do that. It sounds too close to Zordon. Freddie says Sabrina is sure of the thin ice, especially lately after Asman's, especially laughing and talking about their romance past. And I'm not even a Sabrina fan, but I do feel bad for the Sabrina fans. No, I get that. I get that to some extent. I do. Curry says it's bad for your liver. I need you to live. No, yeah, no, that's very true. That's very true, Curry. You do have a point. You're right. Even Nikisha was just saying the same thing. Yeah, actually, technically 2 days. Well, 2 days. Sunday, I didn't actually have any, and today I didn't actually have any. Yeah, Sunday and Tuesday. No, Sunday and Wednesday. Sunday, Tuesday, and today. So actually, technically 3 days. Yeah. That's all I was gonna sit there and say. I was like, it sounds too close to Zordon, so we can't do Zordon, which I feel like some people are gonna try to do. Um, yeah, Hmm, yeah, kind of weird. Darby says the Van Nuys people will ship is that. Yeah, I was gonna sit there and say yeah, it sounds a little bit too close. But Darby, I feel like they would. I feel like that may still be on the table. When I feel like that's still going to be on the table, though. Pretty said Sam was such a butt kiss to Carly. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Zor Zordan. See, I was about to sit there and say Zordan. I can't even no. So what's his name? Zeeks. What was the other name? What was the other name? It wasn't Zordon. What was the other name? That sounds close to Cheeks. Zeeks? Zeeks? Is that it? Is that it? I want to know what was the other name. I don't feel like scrolling all the way back up to try to find it. Cheeks. Oh, that's what it is. Cheeks. There we go. Yeah, Cheeks. Yeah, I can't see that name out there. Yes, thank you, Becky D. Thank you. Yeah, it was Cheeks. Yeah, I was like, thank you, Becky D. Uh, Brother says yes, Freddie. Why should she care about Carly? It's not her damn house. I was like, I also sat there and was like, so Sam, what's your idea? Jonathan is in the chat. What's good, Jonathan? It's been a hot minute. How have you been, my friend? Let's everyone say what's up to Jonathan. Yep, cheeks. Um, but that was the thing though. Sam was like, "Oh, I don't think you should sell the house because this, that, and the third." I'm like, "Okay, so then, what do you want Carly to do?" Because I'm. Yeah, I oh, excuse me. Um, Johnson says, any chance that Sonny may want to, may want the house back? Any chance that Sonny may want the house back? Why? Why would he want the house back though? Thank you, Valerie. Thank you. Thank you, Valerie. Have a good night, Daisy Flower. Let's everyone say good night to Daisy Flower. It was good to have you in the chat. Thank you, Becky D, and thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura B. Thank you. Have a good night, Daisy Flower. Thank you for joining. Stay stay safe. Hope I get to see you again soon. Now Johnson says he spent longest time there, and it was originally his. Plus, is bigger than where he is now, I believe. No, that's very true. I just don't see him wanting it back. It's not like he actually put up a big fight for it to actually have it back in the first place. So I don't see him actually, asking for it back. Darby says, "Oh, unless you know what, you know what, I take that back. I take that back. Yes, I can see him actually wanting the house back. If Carly's not in it, then yes, I can see that. Darby says, with all the whining Sam did about Carly while Jason was alive, she turns around to do this for Carly is pathetic. Yeah, never mind. Then I can see he did want the house when yeah. See, I can see him one in the back. Graham said, I see Sonny buying the house and letting Carly and Donna stay. Yeah, I see that too. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that too, Grams. Yeah, I kind of, it was so far back, Victoria. It's like I can't even remember if he actually still wanted the house, but I can see that. I can see that. But I think I'm gonna sit there and call it a night. I do want to kind of wake up at some semblance of somewhat early, start to get my reviews done. But I do want to thank everyone for joining now. I know that Victoria and Jonathan kind of showed up a little bit later, so apologies. Also, really good to sit there and see y'all two again. With that being said, I think I'm going to sit there and end the live stream right here. I do want to thank every single person that joined. This was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Also, I actually did this sober, so this is definitely interesting. This was definitely interesting. Have a good night, Tamara. Thank you for joining. Francis says the two Theos met it. Yeah, I thought that was such a weird scene. It was a nice scene, though. It was a nice scene. I did like that scene. Have a good night, Ariana. Thank you for joining. This is taking forever. Have a good night, Laura B. Thank you for joining. Everyone, no worries. It's always a good time. I hope I get to see you again soon, Victoria. Have a good night, Valerie. Thank you for joining. Laura B, have a good night. Becky D, have a good night. Freddie, you have a great night. Grams, you have a good night. Thank you for joining. Darby says, I don't like Carly Spencer so much. I refuse to see Carly. Oh, my dude said, I refuse to see iCarly Plus. iCarly on Paramount Plus. Damn. I love it. But have a good night, Grams. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Freddie. Thank you for joining. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Soul Chat with Albert Bostic. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. I love that exit. I'm gonna try. I'm actually gonna sit there and try to use it. Sometime this week. Pull out a different intro, and most people may not know, so it should be good. Have a good night, Darby. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Becky D. Thank you for joining. Uh, Kyrie says, good night, Becky D. Good night, Grams TV. Good night, Darby. Good night, Ariana. Good night, Valerie. Good night, um, Laura B. Good night, Victoria. And good night, everyone else. My heart is red, not purple. Damn. See, that's what I said. That's my guy, Kyrie's right there. But have a good night, everyone. Y'all stay safe. I look forward to seeing each and every single one of y'all back tomorrow. You know how we're going to sit there and get down. So um, stay safe, everyone, until then. And I will see everyone in the next live stream. Laters.